Every day, budgets are made, billions, trillions are spent. Where do they spend the money? Because things continue to get worse. We don't want to lose our loved ones. I don't want to be the next Adegoke. I don't want my friends to be the next Adegoke. That is why I'm making this video, for the government to know that Nigerian lives also matter. That those who are not politicians, that have police, army, civil defense, DSS guiding them, their own life also matter. Adegoke's life matter. Other people who are falling this victim also matter. That is what we're asking the government, to wake up, to take responsibility and end this insecurity, or at least bring it down to the barest minimum. This is not about APC. This is not about Bola Tinubu. This is about government doing what government should do. This is about president doing what president should do. This is about taking responsibility. What is happening today in the country affects every one of us, irrespective of your party, your religion, your state, your affiliation with anybody, or who you support or don't support. The kidnappers don't ask which party do you belong. They don't ask who are you supporting for election. Once they see you anywhere, they grab you. All they care about is your family to pay for ransom. Hello guys, and welcome to my channel. This is Andy Media TV. For quite some time, I've just kind of told myself that this issue of insecurity is something that I have talked for quite a long time, and I felt that I've spoken enough, when it comes to the issue of insecurity in Nigeria. Because the more you keep talking about, how insecure the country is and how the citizens are vulnerable to attacks, both to bandits, to ISIS, to ISWAP, to kidnappers, and what have you, the more it continues to happen. On a daily basis, these things, happen all the time. We have come to live with insecurity. That's just what it is. And it's something that is quite worrisome, because when you look at, the complexities of these insecurity issues, you keep wondering, how long are we going to be in this? How long will it take the government? At least not to just totally, wipe out insecurity, but at least to curb it down, ameliorate it in such a manner that, citizens can, have a sense of belonging in their country, in terms of when they are traveling, they will be rest assured that they are getting to their destination. I will assure you that the only person who travels in Nigeria today and have confidence that is getting to his destination is the person that is traveling by flight. As far as you are making a road trip, your arrival to your destination is not guaranteed. And that's how bad the situation is. So many people that travel by road and get to their destination, they always thank their God, that God has spared their life for that day. Why do they travel by road? They travel by road not because they love traveling by road, but because that's the only option that they have. Because the cost of flight in Nigeria is quite expensive, and not everyone can afford flight, and not even every state of the country has a functional airport where you can fly to. So these are part of the reasons why people say travel by road all the time. And many people also enjoy road trips because of a lengthy time. They meet new friends, all kind of stuff. But I don't know if I would say that that's the same case with a man called Adegoke, whose story I'm going to share along the line in this video. I just want to leverage on Adegoke's experience to underpin the heightened insecurity situation that we have in our country today. But what is most worrisome is not even necessarily the kidnapping of citizens, but the lackadaisical attitude of the government in addressing this scourge, and also government complicity in this issue of kidnapping and banditry and the insecurity that's going on in the country. If you recall, a few days ago, that the Sheikh Gumi that we all know, who always go to visit terrorists and all these bandits in the bush, he came out and he made a whole lot of point, talking that the government knows the bandits. They even have their phone numbers, that they know that anytime he's even going to the bush to visit these bandits and dialogue with them, that he calls the government officials. They know that he's going. They know everything about these bandits. They know their location. They know where they are. They have their phone numbers and all of that. And many people are like, really? But it wasn't surprising, because even the bandits have come to say it, that they are in bed with the government, that they can only stop when government has them to stop. And when government provokes them, that's when they go to schools and kidnap, school pupils. And you recall that the special advisors, to the president, Bayo Ononuga, in one of his interactions with Channels Television, said it clearly, when school children were kidnapped is it Niger or Kwara State, he said that they called the bandits, and the bandits brought back the children. No ransom was paid, and there was no arrest, and the whole keys were returned back to the government. So what Sheikh Gumi has said align to what Bayo Ononuga said, that they caught the bandit and the bandit returned, the keys, that they did not pay any ransom and all of that. So, and when you look at all those statements, you keep wondering, what is the objective of these bandits? They kidnap these children so that government will pay. That's the truth. Because you know what it takes to kidnap over 100 and something pupils and match them to the forest. You know, the logistics, the planning, the energy, the effort, and the resources involved, because they will drive their bike, to the school and use the bike to, pick some of these girls, and at times they come with buses. So when you look at all of that, it's not what they just do. Government will call them on the phone and they just return them back. They have invested a whole lot to get these keys and all of that. So when you look at the whole thing, you begin to understand that this whole thing is very complex, involving the government, involving some other stakeholders, including the bandits. They were like dining together and, deciding what they do. So that's why it's something that will be very difficult to end because of the government involvement in it. Okay, guys, let's take a look on the story of Mr. Adegoke, who was kidnapped on his way to Sokoto State. But before I go into full details of that discussion, if you are new to my channel, please kindly like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on your notification bell so that when my next new video drop will be among those that will be notified. And it's good for you to be getting the alert as I'm dropping the video. Okay, so let's take a look at this video and we'll be right back. Okay, don't go away.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, my name is Adegoke. I was on my way on Saturday, the 6th of March 2026 to Sokoto while I was apprehended on the way. And the ransom has been set at 100 million naira. Please, brothers and sisters, I'm begging and pleading that you guys should please help me so that I can leave this place alive. The people have granted me, they promise that if, as long as the ransom is paid, they will allow me to go. Please, I am begging. Help me with whatever you can so that I can leave this place alive. Please, and if you want to reach out, you can reach out to my brother on 080 62 13 080 6213 22889. Please, and get further information from him. I beg you all, please help me.
All right, welcome back. You heard him, called himself Adegoke. You saw the bandits around him with guns on his head in a bush. This is an able-bodied man who left his family traveling to Sokoto State for whatever, mission, whether it's business or, visiting family or whatever it may be. He has a right to leave his house, to travel to Sokoto to get to his destination. It's a right for him. And this right for freedom, right of movement, right of association. But unfortunately, his right was not really secured because you have a government who is not doing what they're supposed to do. And like I always say in most of my videos, that the paramount responsibility of government is to secure the lives and property of its citizens, protect their territorial integrity, and also improve the welfare of their citizens. When you look at these two, faceted function of government, you'll find out that Nigerian government has failed woefully in both of the two legs, security and citizens' welfare. They have failed woefully, and that is why Adegoke is in this condition today. Now you can see that Nigeria has become a place where people ask for ransom, put phone numbers, and they even aired on television. So they are now doing marketing for bandits. So this is how bad the situation has become. That a man leaves his home, tells his family, I'm going to Sokoto, I will call you when I get there. He never called them. They never heard from him. They never knew where he was. Maybe the family may even be worried. Where has he been? Why is he not calling the family? Why has he ignored everybody? Not knowing that the man is in the kidnapper's den in the midst of the forest. So you can see how he has been dehumanized. You can see how his life has been. He can't even call the phone number of his brother anymore, because when you look at the guns on his head, there's no way, he's going to articulate his thought properly. And they made him to do the video so that they will deliver the ransom of 100 million. You know what it takes to generate 100 million in Nigeria with harsh economic conditions? But this is what these little boys in that video is asking from him. They never even know if Adegoke has ever seen 100 million in his life. They don't know. They don't even know how his family is struggling to survive. But they put such huge sum of money on his head. And looking at the guns surrounding him, nobody knows what's going to happen next if the ransom is not provided. However, we all acknowledge that paying ransom to bandits is like encouraging them, it's like motivating them, and it's like, making the business to be more lucrative, because the major reason they go into kidnapping is to, get ransom, and from there they generate wealth. We see on TikToks, the other day I was watching a video, a bag full of money, bundles of naira. These are ransoms received from kidnapped victims. And in some cases, even when ransoms are paid, the victims ended up being killed. So it's not in all cases that they make promises that when ransom is paid that they will release the victim. In some cases they don't. In some cases they even hold on to the person that brought the ransom and request for further ransom on the head of the person. So we have seen a whole lot of dimension of this whole thing. But the bottom line is that what is happening to Adegoke is heartbreaking. And this one we know because it came up on social media. Imagine the number of people who are kidnapped on a daily basis, even on their way to anywhere they are going to. We have seen cases where a full loaded bus is taken, the whole passengers march to the forest. We have seen cases people are kidnapped from their homes or offices. So these things happen on a daily basis. But what do you see? You see the government politicking for 2027. You saw what was happening in the Senate the other day when Engineer Baribe and the rest of some other senators who want to defect from their former party to the ADC. You saw the politicking, how he came to his turn. They began to remember there was constitution. But when people are moving to APC, they don't remember constitution. So we agree that people must follow the rules of the game. People must play according to the law. So, but the fact is that these guys are busy hitting the gavel, politicking in the red chamber or in the National Assembly as a whole. And then the presidency, we saw him a few days ago making boast and kind of cajoling the opposition that this political of a thing is like a game. They can match him on the field by 2027. Let them meet him at the field. And he's doing all of those because to him, the opposition have been weakened by the kind of erratic laws that they just passed and signed into law the other day, the Electoral Act, which forced opposition parties, or rather the political parties, to do electronic registration and all of that, which their party has begun over a year ago, and they mandate these other parties to do theirs within a short window. So when you look at all those permutations, and the way and manner they have refused to heed to citizens' cry to put in electronic transmission of a result from the polling booth on real time in the electoral roll. Rather, they created a window in such a manner that they can be able to still manipulate the election results. So the question remains, if the president believes that he has the capacity to win 2027 election, let him ensure that the election is free, fair, and credible. And then let's see how it plays out. That has been the wishes of Nigerians for free, fair, and credible elections so that they can choose who they want to choose to govern them. That is the point. So the question now is, where is the governance? Look at Adegoke. How is his family today feeling? How is his brothers and sisters and family members feeling? They will be running helter-skelter, looking from where to generate 100 million naira to secure his release. But the president is there, dancing, challenging the opposition for 2027 election. And he is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. You have the NSA, you have the Minister of Defense, you have the police, you have the Navy, you have all of them. Even a few days back, the base of the military in Borno State, one of the communities in Borno State, was attacked by a team of ISWAP and ISIS and Boko Haram and the rest of them. They attacked their base. Some soldiers were also killed, and ammunition were taken, and houses were set ablaze, and many community people were also kidnapped. We saw it happen. However, a few days ago, I saw another video where the gallant officers of the Nigerian military was able to repel an attack as well. So you can see the back and forth going on within the security architecture of the country. So, but the fact is this: what more can the government do to ensure that the lives of Nigerians are secure? So I think the first step should be for them to separate themselves from this bandit and take a decisive action against them in terms of hitting them hard. You can't be dining with bandits, having their phone numbers, their locations, you know what they do. They kidnap children from the school, you call them, they return the children, and all. You can't hobnob with them and have that courage to attack them. That is the problem. So the government should first and foremost separate themselves from this bandit. Whatever relationship they have with them, whatever communication channel they have with them, whatever connects them to these bandits must be terminated. And that is when the line will be drawn, and they can be able to attack them and deal with them as their enemies. When you look at what happens in the US, first thing the President Trump always do is to categorize those enemies as terrorist organizations so that they will be dealt with as terrorists, just like he did to the drug cartel and the rest of them. And he's attacking them as the enemy of the state. The same thing is what Nigerians are supposed to do. The way they quickly, during Buhari's administration, labeled IPOB a terrorist organization is the same way they're supposed to label the bandits terrorist organization and the rest of other, cells of this, terrorists that are attacking the country, the Lakaruwa and the rest of them. That's what they're supposed to do so that they can viciously attack them. So as far as government is still having links, connection, just like Sheikh Gumi said in his video, and even Bayo Ononuga acknowledged that they called the bandit, then there will be problem. This thing will continue unabated. So it's unfortunate that you leave your home, but you can't get to your destination. You end up in a bush. I can imagine how many days Adegoke must have spent in that forest where he is today. And there's no hope in sight that he will be leaving that forest either dead or alive. That is the point. So how will the citizen help Adegoke? Paying 100 million to those little kids I'm seeing there with guns is like helping the business to grow. It's like putting fuel in the fire. It's like, expanding the kidnapping business. But the question remains, if they don't pay, what is the fate of Adegoke? He may be killed and his life cut short. All the dreams he has, the plans he has for his family, his children will be left as orphans and the rest of them. So these are a very dicey, situation. It's a very dicey situation. So, which requires a whole lot of, technical competence to deal with. But my question is, if the government knows their location according to Sheikh Gumi, he knows where they are, they know every bushes where these camps are staying, what is holding the government from attacking them in that bush? What is holding the government from raiding bombs in those areas and be able to clear them out? That is the question nobody have an answer to. The government themselves is not there to answer. So, as I will keep saying that the government need to wake up to its responsibilities. If you look at the situation, it takes the tweet from the U.S. president to wake up Nigerian government who were sleeping to know that there was insecurity in Nigeria. Whether it's genocide or not, the issue is that there is high level of insecurity. So the fact remains that we don't need another country to wake us up to know that there is insecurity. President Bola Tinubu claimed the other day that he reads newspaper on daily basis. At least he reads all the headlines. Even if he doesn't go into details, he needs to know what is going on. Is it that he's not seeing those headlines on the newspapers? How people are kidnapped and killed, how communities are waylaid, how the military have been attacked in their bases and the rest of them. And there's the commander-in-chief. If he's seeing all these things in the headline and is not taking decisive steps to stop it, to curb it, to put an end to it, then there is problem. And he's talking about coming for 2027 general election. So what we are seeing today, and we roll it into 2027 till 2031. How many Nigerians will remain to vote for 2031 election? How many Nigerians will remain to be able to be governed by those who are even seeking for election? That is the question. Because if you look at the trend of killings, trend of kidnappings, and the trend this whole thing is going, you understand that it is very high. On daily basis, people disappear just like that. Some people have died in the bush. Some people have been killed by these bandits. Nobody saw their corpse. Their families are still waiting that one day they will be back, which they may never be back. And we have a government. So every day budgets are made, billions, trillions are spent. Where do they spend the money? On what functions? On what programs? On what projects do they spend all these monies? Because things continue to get worse. We don't want to lose our loved ones. I don't want to be the next Adegoke. I don't want my friends to be the next Adegoke. And that is why I'm crying. That is why I'm making this video, for the government to know that Nigerian lives also matter. That those who are not politicians, that have police, army, civil defense, DSS guiding them, their own life also matter. Adegoke's life matter. Other people who are falling this victim also matter. That is what we're asking the government, to wake up, to take responsibility and end this insecurity, or at least bring it down to the barest minimum. As I speak, ISWAP, ISIS, Lakaruwa group, all of them have woken up now. There have been consistent attacks, even on our military. When is it going to end? That is the question I'm asking. This is not about APC. This is not about Bola Tinubu. This is about government doing what government should do. This is about president doing what president should do. This is about taking responsibility. This is about the oath of office. You took an oath on May 29, 2023 to protect lives and property. You took an oath to lead the country, to govern the country, to protect the citizens. Where are we today? Are you fulfilling that oath? Are you doing what you're supposed to do? This is the big question that requires urgent answers. So guys, I don't care about which party you belong. I don't care who you are supporting for any election. That's not my business. You have right to support who you want to support. You have right to join whatever political party you want to join. But the issue remains, what is happening today in the country affects every one of us, irrespective of your party, your religion, your state, your affiliation with anybody, or who you support or don't support. The kidnappers don't ask which party do you belong. They don't ask who are you supporting for election. They don't ask, are you a president's son? Once they see you anywhere, they grab you, and that's it. So you see the reason why it's not about politics. It's not about political divide. It's not about religion. It's not. They kidnap Muslim, they kidnap Christian, they kidnap traditionalists, they kidnap any damn person that they see. All they care about is your family to pay for ransom. That is the bottom line. So you can see, it's not about any party. So that's why if you are commenting on this video, please be focused to understand that the problem we are going through today is generic to everybody. So I wish and pray that this government listen to the citizens and take action to save them and protect them. That is my call and that is my charge, to the Mr. President, because you are the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Nobody else can do this. You are the one that will give the marching order. You are the one that will equip the military, the police, the navy, the air force, all of them to be able to do this job. Please do the needful and save Nigeria from this trauma. I cannot imagine the trauma Adegoke and other people who are held in the bushes are going through today. I don't know how they're going to survive it. I don't know how this trauma going to leave them. So, Mr. President, the way you are secured, all of us are not secured. The way your family, your children are secured, all of us are not secured like that. We don't have the same luxury that you have. We don't have the same privileges that you have. Our life also matter. Our family's life also matter. Protect us. That is what we ask for. Care for our welfare. Care for our well-being. Show concern. Leave 2027 election and focus on governance. When it's time for election, we do election. But for now, it's time for governance. Focus on governance and deliver the dividend of democracy you promised the people. That is my stake in this issue. And I hope and pray that God intervene in the case of Adegoke so that he will be released without paying ransom. God can send confusion in their midst and he will be released. That's my prayer for him. I don't know how they're going to raise 100 billion. I don't know about that. So, whatever you have to say concerning this whole situation, guys, my comment section is open for you to, put down your comment in the comment section. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to let it slide there. We keep talking. We keep talking. We keep talking until our voices are heard. May God help us as a country. So, I'm signing out from here. But if you are new to my channel, please like and share this video and also subscribe to my channel and put on your notification bell so that when my next new video drop, will be among those that will be notified. I say thank you for watching this video to the end. I appreciate your support to this channel. I'll see you in my next video. Do have a wonderful day. I'm signing out. See ya.